Morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is purely going to be a bit of bidding down at Copart, live bidding. I know I've been getting quite a lot of questions lately about the Copart fees, or basically asking me all the questions about Copart, how it works, that sort of thing. About the fees, I've heard quite a lot of people complaining about how much these fees have gone up, but I am a strong believer in the fees will go up, but the price of the cars will go down. It evens itself out, so it really doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me personally, and that is my personal opinion. If a car, say, is £1,000 and the fees are £200 now, then everybody that buys these cars, 99% of people that buy the cars are people that have bought damaged salvage cars before. They've been buying from Copart for quite a long time, and the price reflects with the fees. I can't speak for everybody, but certainly for myself, when I am adding up to buy a car, I'm adding up the fees as well and putting that in there, and that gives me my total price. So that is the answer from me about the fees. They don't make a blind bit of difference. If they doubled, then you'd only give that much more less for the car, and I believe that's the way it's always worked with their price increases. So quite a lot of other people as well saying Copart are con men, Copart are rip-offs, they're this, they're that. I'm not trying to defend them, I'm not sponsored by them by any means, but guys, you've got to realise these cars don't even belong to Copart. They're me and you. We have an accident in the car is then collected, it's assessed by an assessor, a lot of them on site at Copart. They send them to get the car if they believe it's going to be written off, and Copart are purely an agent to sell these cars. If the insurance company say they want the car highlighted, then the car will receive a wash. They'll try a little bit more to do better pictures of it. If they just say put it through auction, this is the minimum bid we want for it, that is what they do. So, I mean, if you have got any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I do try and get back to everybody, but that is my honest, humble opinion of it. I have been trying to buy a couple of cars over the last few days, and I have been quite unlucky. People are still paying the higher end of the cars. I did the Safira video earlier this week, and I thought that was absolutely incredible, the feedback I got, and everybody really enjoyed it. So I will be doing another one of those videos. I have had a pretty quiet week this week, and I've been out hunting for a few bits, and I've ended up buying a couple of lorries and a forklift truck. A friend of mine's updated, and it's another story, but I'll buy the lorries to export, and I'm sure I'll find a home for the forklift with a profit. Today, there is a few little bits down Copart, Sandwich, I am going to go after. And you are welcome to say that I'm jumping on the bandwagon here, but I'll buy what I think's worth buying. Quite a lot of people have done STs, the little Fiestas, but there's one going through today in particular, and it appeals to me because a lot of DIYers won't get involved in repairing this car. It does need some work. Second of all, it's down as a non-runner, so that puts a lot of people off. And the reason it appeals to me is it's been hit in the front, and it has had quite a clump and a bit down the side, but the chassis legs haven't moved and it's missed them. It's gone way above them. So I'm going to spin the camera around now. We're going to go through the pictures. Please bear with me because my Wi-Fi is a little bit slow in the rain. No idea why. I'm going to show you the car, and then we're going to come back and actually do some live bidding on the car so you see exactly what I'll pay for it. Right, here's the car. It's a 2016 Ford Fiesta ST, and as you can see by the pictures, it has quite a clump in this area, and it has pushed up the bonnet here, scraped all the A-pillar, the windscreen pillar. It's done the top of the wing, so that's going to need replacing, but we know they're 20 quid. It's done the door, but hasn't bent anything, but it's got a nasty dent in the door here. We'll get a door for it. It's going to be £50. And as you can see by the front cross member here, it is absolutely, completely missed it. Everything there is intact, including the front panel. The front panel is probably broken around the bonnet catch because where it's been hit here, it has pulled it out of the catch. Let's go to the next picture. On the driver's side, as you can see, it's lovely. There's no damage on the driver's side of it. All the wheels sitting straight, and the wheels also sitting straight here as well. So the impact was literally here. And I would think they've probably slammed the brakes on and gone under the back of a lorry or something like that. I can't say exactly because I wasn't driving or a passenger. So the other thing that's really appealing, you can see around the back, very, very nice car. It looks kind of an orangey red. It's not red. It's not as red as it's showing up here on my phone. It's quite orange, but you can see it's got a nasty scuff on the wheel arch here, but easy repairable. Tiny little nick on the bumper, but that'll be a blend anyway. Inside, the most appealing part, no airbags deployed. So you're going to save yourself a bit of money there and a good few hours labour. So you've got no airbags deployed, lovely condition inside, and the mileage we'll get to in a minute is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I would think that somewhere here, because the front panel is fiberglass, this possibly is cracked. Or the catch is, yeah, you can see the catch there actually. It is actually bent where it's pulled the bonnet out. 29,000 miles, 2016 car. No idea why it won't run, but my method always has been, and again, people will think this is mad, but I've always taken chances, and I'm sure I always will. I believe this car was driving when it had the accident. The fuse box is right here, and there's an ECU there as well, I believe. Possibly on, yeah, there is an ECU there. So it's probably clumped the ECU, and now it won't start, or the inertia switch has gone off, so there's no fuel pump. But again, none of it bothers me. You can pick the ECUs up. I've got a key man that can reprogram it. It's absolutely no problem for me whatsoever. So it's going to want a pair of headlights, a front bumper, a bonnet, possibly a bonnet catch. Well, it is going to need a bonnet catch. All the trims and bits and pieces, a driver's side, a passenger side wing, passenger side door, windscreen, a repair on the windscreen pillar, and then these inside turrets. You've seen me do one on the driver's side on the black titanium Fiesta, and you've seen Paul do one on the driver's side on his Fiesta ST. So I'm going to take a chance on this car today, purely because it is a 2016. It's done hardly any miles, and I believe the damage is going to put people off. Estimated retail on this car is 10,000. Let me just wipe this camera, sorry. Estimated retail is £10,800. I don't believe that for a minute. I know that you can go and buy one of these cars for £8,500 with no bad history to it. So I have chucked in a bid at the minute for $1,550, but I'm actually going to go to £2,500. I don't think I'm going to win it, but that is what I'm going to go to on it, because I believe this damage and the way the car looks, it being a non-runner, it's going to put a lot of people off. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, you know, and that is it. I am going to go for a bid on it. I may go one or two more, but you've got to bear in mind the fees. And I have allowed for the fees. So these are the other cars I've got in my watch list. I do go through on a Thursday night, and I don't just search for Fiestas and Fiat 500s. I actually put everything I like the look of in my watch list, everything that I know I'm going to find parts available for. So the little Fiat 500 here, it's got next to nothing wrong with it. And I thought, you know, if it's cheap, we'll have a little stab at it. But as time goes on, I mean, I haven't done a Fiat 500 now for probably 5 or 6 months. I know I did the little stolen recovered one, but this is a 2014, estimated retail 3,500. Well, like I've said in all of my other videos, this is a two to 2.5 grand car. I don't sell them for any more than that, and I don't believe that you can get any more than that for these cars. So I'll probably bid 1,050, hope to get the car completely finished, owing me around £1,500, so that I can just sell it on and make a profit. You've got a hubcap missing, you've got a daytime running light missing, which I have loads of those anyway, and it will have various other little marks around it that will need nipping in the bud and sorting out. The Berlingo van, I've been keeping an eye out for a cheap little Berlingo van, purely because my friend Chris he bought a Berlingo van probably 4 years ago, flood damaged, so he bought a breaker to put the engine into his flood damaged van that had done 3,000 miles, the breaker had. So he still has the complete van minus the back end where it was shunted. So he just said, keep your eye out, all the parts are there. So he's never ever going to sell them. They are purely waiting for a cheap little Berlingo van to come up. So I do put them in my watch list and keep an eye on them every week. There's a 17 reg lounge here. I did have a quick look because they have started repairing the car. They actually have stripped all the inside of the car out. And again, it only really appealed to me because it had done 23,000 miles and it was only 2 years old. So yeah, guys, these are the cars I'm going to be going for today. I'm going to come back shortly when the live bidding's on. I'm just going to go in there now and see what number we're up to. And then I can work out roughly how long it's going to take me, even though it's not going to take you that long because I'm going to come back as soon as it's on. It's lot number 4114. And if I click bid now, sorry, my Wi-Fi is terrible. I'm just going to pause this till it loads. So yeah, guys, we're currently on 4063 and I've just scrolled all the way down and it says here that we've got 50 minutes to go and the current bid is £1,600. So I'll be back as soon as that goes live and we'll get bidding on it and we'll see how much it goes for. Guys, I thought I would also I'm going to cover a couple of things in this video. I do get quite a lot of new people that are thinking of buying a couple of cars and they keep saying to me, Rob, what would you go for? What would be ideal? I can't advise people on what cars I think they should buy, but I have said in previous videos that them people may not have watched, so I do try and add it into most videos. I've got a car in my watch list here, and I think it's ideal for someone new that's thinking of buying a car to earn a few pound out of. It would make an ideal car for that. So I'm going to turn the camera around and just give you a talking why I think that this would be a cheap little car. A little 2009 Ford Fiesta. It's only a style. Again, sorry, this is going to take ages to load. So I'm going to go back. There's no damage on the front of it. The car's quite dirty. With a clean, it would look so much more desirable to people. As you can see in the pictures, it's literally got a scuff in the top of this quarter panel and just on the edge of the door. All of which could be repaired quite easily. But if it did need a quarter, they're not the end of the world, but it does start costing money to do if you can't do it yourself. But it certainly can be fixed. Now, this car starts and drives. It's category N. It does look quite poor. It's got no wheel trims on it. But this is an ideal example of buying a cheap little car to have a profit. Estimated retail, 2.7. Absolute rubbish. It's 19.95. It's done 67,000 miles. It's got the keys with it. And like I said, it runs and drives. Current bid, I'm winning it, £300. And I've said before, sometimes I don't even have these cars in my watch list. I'll just flick through and think, God, if I won that for 300 quid, that'd be a little bargain. So I've bid £300 on that car. And if I win it, you're going to spend £300 on it. It's £600. That's a £1,900 car all day long, category N. So this would be the sort of car, if I was starting out, I'd be going for, because once it's repaired, you can actually drive it yourself, or you could drive it as it is. MOT it, tax it. It's possibly even got an MOT. So yeah, this would be a prime example of what I would buy as my first car to make a few pound. I know that I'm looking at Fiestas again and people are probably getting a bit bored of it, but I have got that parts car and I do want to use as much of that as I possibly can. So I might even go another £100 on that car because there's plenty of profit in it and it is a nice little car, wants a good clean and a bit of love. I'm going to come back when that ST comes through. I'll set my limit for that little car and it has gone over it, but if you are a DIYer and you was doing it at home, you could probably go to as much as £550 on that car and still make best part of £500 to £600 profit. It seems to be going, yeah, £500. I wouldn't like to think it was going to go much more than that, but sometimes it is very surprising. 525. I'm going to stay live with it and see what it does end on. You know from previous videos, I have actually won the cars for half this money. Well, somebody in the UK wants this. Hopefully it's one of my subscribers and they're going to do all right. So 600, they are getting close to the limit now where you're not going to, it's going to start eating. Oh, there you go. 575 that sold for. That was a cheap little car for a DIYer, 100%.
Sold on approval. Your watch item is next on the block.
What an idiot. I just recorded that and completely missed it. I must have knocked the phone. It ended on 2650, so you are looking at about £3 there with the fees, obviously collecting it. And I did quickly flick through eBay. There was a mint bumper for £400. A bonnet is 150. You got all the other bits. That car would probably owe you close to about £4.5 done. I set my limit, £2.5. I said that's all I was going to pay. Obviously, there was some like-minded people out there, and they had to go on the car. It sold for, it's going to be £3 with the fees, but it was only on approval. So that car could be going through again next week, possibly the week after. I can't actually believe I missed it. I was holding the phone in my hand, and I've actually just spoke for 3 minutes, and all I got was my kitchen worktop. So sorry about that. I have enjoyed doing today's video, guys, and I hope it has answered quite a lot of questions for you. I'm a bit gutted that I missed that bidding on that Fiesta because I freed up, obviously, one hand to sit there and do it, and I'd swapped hands with the phone, so I completely missed that, which was a shame. I hope it has answered quite a lot of your questions, and obviously, if you have got any other questions, I'll always answer you back when you put them in the comment section down below. I've made a couple of mistakes in the video. I just watched it back. I said that I'll go through Copart auction on a Thursday night. I actually go through it on a Wednesday night because the auction is live on a Thursday. I have made the bought mistake a couple of times as well. I won't be editing that out, but we all know what I mean anyway, apart from the haters. There is one more car going through that I'm going to stick on the end of the video, and that's purely just to show that somebody, you don't buy cars like this because you're wasting your time unless you wanted to save £3 buying a car for yourself. But I will stick that on the end of the video, and then I'll come back and close the video down. Another perfect example of a nice cheap little car there. Would have been ideal for your home DIY to do. Little 09 Reg KA, had a dear little bit of damage in the front, wanted a wing, front bumper, all very, very easy stuff to do, and you could have done it yourself. We're going to come to the next car in the next part of the video, which is a Fiesta, and I already feel that it's at too much money. Again, going a little bit off the rails here, but I believe there's quite a nice little profit in this car, so I am going to have a little stab at it. It's a diesel mini, only done 60,000 miles, and it runs and drives, so well, we're outbid. I am going to go one more on this little car because it does look very, very nice, clean and tidy, and if I can get that home for sort of £12.50, I did bid there, did it take it? Yes. That will be my final bid, But very, very clean, tidy little car with a tiny little smack in the front. Yeah, we won that. So I'm going to go down and collect that straight away. And that's a nice bit of content for next week as well. But I'll see it last minute. It's going to take ages to load. I'll pause for a sec. I can't actually get the bigger pictures to load up. But it's had a tiny little smack in the grille here. It's category N. And it's done 60,000. It's a diesel. So what a lovely, lovely little car. Again, my Wi-Fi is really playing up today. So it's still got the pictures of the last item that went through. But the end of the video today was going to be on a little Fiesta that I put in my watch list. And I just wanted to give a bit of a thought on it, what I think about the car and why I think it's already too much money. It's a little 09 reg, very, very basic style Fiesta with no alloy wheels. It's got hubcaps, half of them are missing, and I've been right round it and every single panel has got a mark on the car. It's all going to need paintwork. Now, even though I do get paintwork done kind of cheap, you probably still are looking at around 450. The current bid on the car is 925. Now, if you want it for 925, it's going to be about 1150. Then you've got to collect it. Let's call it £1,200 for all the effort. By the time you spent £400 worth of paint on it, applied for a logbook, got it MOT'd, you could have just saved yourself the whole hassle and gone and bought the car for 19 to 2 grand off of somebody that has never had any paintwork and doesn't have a category attached to it. So that's my thoughts, really. There is a very, very thin line and you can get caught out. You're not going to get caught out. It still would be a reasonably priced car, but for the money, it's just, you know, you're better off buying a straight one or looking for one of them lower end ones that just needs, you're cheaper buying one that needs a wing and a door rather than needing all that paintwork. And 9 times out of 10, if you really do search, you can buy the bits in colour. So guys, you all know that I've bought that Mini. I'm going to get in my nice clean truck now and go down to Sandwich and collect it, as Thursday is the best day to collect it. And there will be a video. I looked at all the stuff where it said that it run and drive and that it, you know, I had a good look that it was a real nice car while I was waiting. So fingers crossed. Sorry, I will turn that camera around. Fingers crossed, it is a good one. We get apply for a logbook for it, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you think I missed anything that I can add to the next video. And don't forget, as usual, if you haven't already, please subscribe, consider subscribing. Always give it a thumbs up if you feel that you enjoyed the video. And just as usual, let me know what you think of it. I'm just going to quickly go into it because it says I've won, and I'll just give you a rough idea of what it come to with the fees, that little Mini, just before I go, sorry. So we'll go into one. We'll go into, it hasn't loaded up yet, so I'm not going to add it, but I will add it to, there'll be a video on it next time. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And yeah, like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next one.